All right, guys, this is round 6, the final round of Swiss in our Legacy tournament. This is Chris and Josh in the booth.
Hello.
Hello, hello. And we're about to get started. If you take a look at the standings,
I think our people are backwards.
our people are backwards. You're 100% correct. Let me swap that real quick. Boom. And then do I need to swap them on the extension? Oh, I haven't even added them to the extension. Boo. Boo earns.
Wow, nice production.
Yeah, this is awful production quality right now. Let's see. That one, and then Leonardo. My apologies.
Wow.
I know.
So here we are for round 6 of Legacy tournament. We've got Leo on his traditional food chain, refuses to give it up even after it's not good anymore.
Yeah.
But here he is playing for top 8, so maybe he's right and I'm wrong. And Jayce on show and tell. Also a deck we don't see a ton of in the Legacy nowadays.
Yeah, there's just so much Delver. It's like it's really hostile to resolving a 3-mana sorcery.
Yeah.
So
Daze is a good one against that.
Spell Pierce too? I mean, like I said, we're seeing a higher concentration of Spell Pierce
decks with,
than we used
3 or more Spell Pierce in the main.
Yeah. So this is this is for top 8. There is basically no chance that if one of them loses that one of them will make top 8. There are 10 12-pointers and there are 2 15-pointers. So there's no way. Those 15-pointers are about to go up to 16, by the way, because they are playing each other, and then
they are going for a draw.
Probably going for a draw. I mean, I can't say with certainty, but more than likely. But yeah, 3 through 11. That is 8 places. I'm sorry, not 7. That's 8 places, of which are all 12 points. Only 6 of them are gonna make it in, man.
That feels so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm playing a Birds of Paradise.
Oh, yeah, sure. Birds of Paradise does a very poor Deathrite Shaman impression.
Not quite as good as a Deathrite Shaman.
No, not even a little bit. So anyway, we're going to get to these players' deck list. Obviously, you can also check on the Cardboard Live extension. You can check the standings as well as what these players are on. Wow, that's an aggressive Flusterstorm.
I think Jayce is just looking to maybe tap Leo out.
Ooh,
that's an aggressive Force of Will.
I mean,
speaking of
Leo's
an
aggressive gentleman.
Yeah,
I feel.
Because I mean, is his hand even that bad where he needs to resolve this brainstorm?
Is there a possibility he just doesn't have a?
Oh, his hand is that bad.
Yeah, he doesn't have a land. Is possibly?
No, I think he had all land.
Oh, okay, sure. So I mean,
this is gonna open up the window for Jayce to resolve a show and tell,
which he does not have.
Doesn't?
No, I see Emrakul.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I see Spell Pierce.
There's a sneak attack.
Brainstorm and a sneak attack. This is a pedal. Oh no, that's a Skeleton turn. I mean, under normal circumstances, yes, he absolutely has it here, but here does not.
Yeah, interesting to go for the Flusterstorm there if he didn't have the turn 3 ready to go.
Yeah. He also notably he doesn't have any cantrips either. So
yeah,
there's a chance that he just wants to keep Leo from deploying as quickly as possible because that way he buys himself enough time just to find cantrips.
Yeah, and possible that he didn't know what Leo is on, so maybe fighting over the brainstorm
could in a world could be correct. Sure.
It's just better there. But the Force of Will exiling the Raven is pretty telling. I mean, obviously, there's only one deck that plays that.
Yeah, there you go. And here's a Raven now.
And so Leo is just tapped out here, like YOLO.
Well, he did kind of Force of Will there, so he doesn't have a lot of choices. Oh, so there was a brainstorm. Sorry, there's a brainstorm, and still all we find are sneak attacks.
No, you found a show and tell as well.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, there you go.
So he can show and tell a sneak attack here
with a counterspell backup. Sure.
Yeah, and then if it resolves, he'll be able to, get that Emrakul going.
Yeah, and Emrakul would go a long way towards ending this game. Obviously, he would need to find a second threat to actually kill on this turn. But yeah,
to completely close it out. What?
What did he fetch away?
I think he just fetched away his Ancient Tomb.
He has another one.
Oh, okay.
He had 2, yeah. I mean,
I must have missed that.
Not unreasonable, but
Well, I mean, it's if he only had the one, which is what I thought, then
Sure.
that is pretty
That is
unreasonable.
unreasonable.
'Cause it was his only other land.
Yeah,
And
for
that
sure.
completely locks him out of casting either of his payoff cards here.
Mm-hmm. True. So we're gonna get a show and tell here. Fairly certain.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible Jayce could just go
And put the Emrakul in play.
no, just go for the sneak attack. Oh, I guess he bottomed the other one, so I would imagine we'll see show and tell here.
Yeah, I also imagine that's well, minimum show and tell, maximum we're gonna get oh, he's just gonna put the Emrakul in play. Oh no, never mind, sorry. I misjudged.
Activate.
Hasty Emrakul is a little bit better than not Hasty Emrakul.
Yeah.
Is it 6?
6 permanents.
Alright, so everything but a land, I think.
That is 6 permanents is the number that.
Oh
Leo
no,
has.
never mind, that's yeah.
So got a little debated by putting his land into play.
And he takes and he's gonna take oh, he's actually at 19, he's gonna go to 4. And then we're gonna get an Emrakul trigger and pass the turn over to Leo. I mean, granted, Jayce doesn't have anything in his hand, but he has a cantrip.
Yeah, and I think this does that turn on Delirium? No, not quite.
Nope. Instant
Get
creature
wrecked.
land.
Yeah, I know Leo
Loves this card, yeah.
to traverse the Uvenwald,
Yeah.
but I think it's just a little too hard to turn on in this deck.
Yes. Also because notably Food Chain exiles. So
Yeah, not even really that. Like mostly it's just like when you want it, like because you'd want it somewhat early. You know, you almost never have it. Like the only way to really turn it on effectively is to get a Strix in the yard.
exactly. So here's a shuffle from Jayce trying to find a Grizzlebrand or another Emrakul. Close out this game, just moving on to game 2. I mean, it is a little kind of foregone conclusion, but I've seen people come back from these before. Also, there we go. I was going to say, now the life rolls are updated. But yeah. Does he find it? Nope. Finds a Ponder, so he's going to continue going.
Yeah, he gets another shot.
Yep. Not in those top 3? Nope. So let's get it. Probably worth just shuffling and doing it again, because I don't see a way that Leo can like severely punish Jayce digging here, right? Like he basically just got sent back into turn 1, and
Well, so if you you leave the preordain on top, you get to scribe both of those cards to the bottom, or what we're going to see here, Jayce is going to draw the fetch land and then fire that off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just the Traverse the Uvenwald is a little too cute for me, I think.
Yeah, in Legacy, it does feel like it's harder to make something like that matter. Like in Tarmogoyf, for example, is an example of a card that cares about the graveyard types, and it doesn't matter if your Tarmogoyf is like a 2/3 or a 3/4. Like you're paying good rate on it. Like it's fine. But like Ulvenwald, the Traverse the Ulvenwald, if you don't have Delirium on, that card is very bad.
Oh, I mean, it's just lay the land. You get to go search for a basic, and it looks like we found one to put on top. So that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do him, folks. So Jayce takes that one pretty quickly. I mean, honestly, his hand was not like super great to open, but he managed it.
I think it was a fine one for the deck. It just wasn't super fast.
Yeah, it just wasn't a show and tell hand. It was just a sneak attack hand. Which
is that duress in the main?
Yeah, he's got Chromox. Whoa. Oh, because you can
Leo on some spice over here.
You can also exile your
exile your burbs.
Your burbs. I mean, it's kind of awkward casting them again because then you turn off your Chromox. But I guess at that point they've done their job, right?
Sure.
That is so cute. That's the thing about Leo.
You turn off your Chromox if you cast the card.
Yeah, because it's imprinted under Chromox.
Oh.
So and then when you tap it, it taps for the color of the card imprinted underneath Chromox, and if you cast it, it's no longer imprinted, right?
Is that true?
Yeah, because you can also stifle like the Chromox trigger. Like you can stifle that, and if there's nothing underneath it, it's not tapping for mana. Even if clearly your intent was.
I suppose it does
mana.
reference the exiled card.
Yeah.
So if the card is no longer exiled, then I guess it doesn't do anything anymore.
Yep. So more duress coming in. I think that's acceptable.
It's a hostage
Hydroblast.
Hostage taker in the sideboard. Yeah, Hydroblast.
It hits. It
deal
only
with
hits
the old
one
sneak
thing.
attack.
Yeah. Does you bring Golgari Charm? That hits an enchantment. I mean, it hits Omniscience and I don't know. Actually, is Jayce on Omniscience? He probably is, right? That's like standard.
Yeah, he has 2.
All right, well, going into the sideboard now, let's talk about it. So, one Notion Thief for Leo. I love that card. He's got one Duress, which you saw him bring in, one Thoughtseize, also likely to come in. And then Snaring Bridge is decent. I don't mind bringing that in. Pithing Needle, also reasonable. The Ley Lines are not coming in. No Deluge for Leo, I imagine. A Flusterstorm's fine. He brought in the Hydroblast, so that's probably decent. Spell Pierce is good. Carpet of Flowers seems sick.
Yep.
I love Carpet of Flowers.
He's got that in his hand over there.
And what about Hostage Taker? What do you think?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
All right.
Does not seem that good.
I'm just asking. Asking for a friend.
If there was like a... No, that's not good.
If there was a way?
Well, I was going to say if there was like a reason that Jayce would bring in something like a Pithing Needle or something of that nature, like maybe you would bring in Hostage Taker to take like the cheap artifact. But, I mean, I guess it's like very cute if they show and tell you and put in an Emrakul and you Hostage Taker.
And then you go off and then you cast it.
Yeah, I guess.
What are you talking about? That's so the one of my problems with Food Chain is like, so beyond, except for Walking Ballista, is like, so you have a turn where you put 12 power on the board, flying power on the board, and that's cool, but that doesn't just win the game, right? So
no. Well, that's like plan C.
Yeah. But like, so, Hostage Taker could potentially be fine. Like, oh yeah, I'll take your Grizzlebrand and then I'll make 7 mana or is it 8? It's 8 mana. I'll make 8 mana and then cast him.
Well, you have to make more than that, but
why?
To cast Emrakul?
No, I said Grizzlebrand.
Oh, Grizzlebrand. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, definitely. If you have the Mist Hologriffin, then casting the Emrakul is like child's play, right? Like you just cast the Emrakul and then you cast the rest of your stupid Mist Hologriffin, and then you take your extra turn and you kill him.
Yeah.
So I can see that being, but here's the thing. I was trying to say this a little bit in the last match. Is like Leo is addicted to like fancy play syndrome.
Sure.
So I could see him for sure bringing in Hostage Taker because he thinks it's excellent here.
He didn't. I don't think I saw him bring it in, but
okay.
I could see.
You don't put it past him.
I could see the argument.
Yeah.
Especially with your traverse the Evenwald. Go fetch your Hostage Taker and then set it up for the show and tell turn.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, so from Jayce's side, so he's got a couple defense grids, a couple Blood Moons, an Arcane Artisan, a Wipe Away, 2 Pyroclasms, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 3 Leyline of Sanctity, and 2 Red Elemental Blast.
Sure.
So we'll probably see him bring in the Red Blasts here.
Yep, I like Red Blast a lot.
Maybe defense grid, but I don't see too much of the rest of this coming in.
Yeah, I mean, there's no argument, like, maybe Blood Moon's decent because Leo is a 3-color deck.
Nah.
But it's not good because the Food Chain deck is actually playing a lot of basics.
Yeah, it has 4+ basics.
What do you think about Leyline? Leyline not good?
Of Sanctity.
Leyline of Sanctity, I mean, yeah.
That does not seem that good.
No? I mean, Leo is bringing a lot of discard. I mean, maybe he puts Leo on... No, I guess if you lead with birds, you're like, my opponent doesn't have real cards, so...
Oh, the awkwardness. Chromox imprinting a Eternal Scourge is not that good.
No. Doesn't add a color at all.
Only adds butthole mana.
Yeah, doesn't actually even add butthole mana.
No, it adds nothing.
It adds 0 colors, obviously. It adds 0 everything. So, I mean, Chromox is fine. I mean, he doesn't have to play it this turn. Maybe he draws a Griffin somewhere down the line, but it depends. Like, if he wants to get like a high-impact 2-drop, that's great. Did we see any other cyber cards? Maybe Carpet Flowers, anything like that?
He has Notion Thief in his hand.
Notion Thief's excellent. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really good versus Brainstorm.
Also good versus Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, also very good versus Grizzlebrand. This has been known to be true. It's true. It's awesome.
That looks like an okay one from Jayce's side.
Yeah.
It's not particularly speedy to get to the combo, but you have a little bit of defense and some dig.
You have some resiliency, and then you have a cantrip. I think it's a fine 6.
It's pretty medium. Force of Will is an okay. No, that's really
no.
bad.
I don't like it. It's probably the worst draw. TBH.
I mean, another land would be pretty bad, but that was also not that good. Like, because now he's like, oh, do I even cast my cantrip here? And like, you really want to cast that cantrip.
Okay.
The classic top 1, bottom 1.
Pretty classic.
Finds a Ponder.
I played with Preordained when it was in Standard, man. That card is so good.
I played with Ponder when it was a Standard.
Oh, I also played with Ponder when it was in Standard. That's right. Here goes a Force of Will. Interesting. Food Chain? Oh, just the Scourge, huh? Is that even That's very aggressive.
Force it. Let's go.
Actually,
what does this card do?
There's
not much.
There's a a potential reason to not let this resolve.
I mean, because Jace's hand is so like anemic, he's not really doing anything. You may want to stop the clock, but it's not. It's only 3 points a turn. It's not the fastest thing.
Mhm.
He can really just like ponder and try and shape his hand because he has a
Sure.
City of Traders in his hand as well. So if you find some combo pieces, he can start doing stuff.
Yeah, he finds a fatty.
That's not that good.
Probably not super interested in the fatty. He wants the payoff first.
I think
I'm sorry, he wants the enabler first, then the payoff.
I think I'm shuffling that.
Yeah, I don't love it because in light of not finding like an enabler, a fatty is like literally nothing in your hand. So
Well, it looks like he's prioritizing the force of will, like having force of will available
for the
just in general
for the food chain probably,
Uh,
or just to protect. Yeah, that's fair.
but I mean, he's locked for 2 more turns now, so he's going to take 6 more damage from this Eternal Scourge.
Possible.
Well, he is. He has nothing to say about it. Like, he knows what his next card is. It's a land.
Nothing to say about it. Is that an abrupt decay in Leo's hand?
That's in the deck.
But why though? Why is it still in the deck? Is the question.
Oh, why is it still? That's probably a good question.
No, that's
Oh.
not abrupt decay. That's Notion Thief. Okay.
Wait, did he flip a card into his lap or something?
No, what are you talking about?
Because I thought he had an additional card.
He played
Okay.
his land.
Okay.
He has 5. He has 5 cards in play. He has Eternal Scourge, 3 cards here. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, and then actually he has 6 cards in play because of the imprinted, the imprinted Force of Will, right? So
So he drew Manipulate Fate. It's interesting that he's not casting that.
he probably really wants to keep up this Notion Thief,
Yeah, I could see that.
and it's not unreasonable. But given the context of Jace's hand, it's just not going to be enough. I mean, obviously, if Leo just draws a card next turn, then he's in business, right? Like he just
Well, he gets to flash this in into turn,
Ooh.
which will add to the clock at least
Mhm.
if Jayce doesn't counter it for some reason.
Yeah, and Jayce probably has to. It turns off all of his dig spells. It's basically like the first version, the first go at Leovold, right? Like
Yeah.
this is like that's what Notion Thief technically is.
Leovold A.
Leovold, yeah, and I think this is gonna meet a Red Blast. It's fine, Red Blast. Don't want to force it. That's a bad 2-for-1, but a 1-for-1's fine.
So counter that. Leo's left with a land and a
Manipulate Fate.
Fate in his hand.
Yep. Wow, finds nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of poopy.
So let's lead with Manipulate Fate because if he draws a Leovold, I think he could be in business. Granted, Jayce is not going to have is going to be able to protect his his board, quote unquote. But yeah,
So I wonder if you have to let this resolve because you want to protect your potential upcoming show and tell or sneak attack.
mm-hmm.
Like, because if he does go for the force here, he's basically just hoping that Leo has nothing. I mean, we know that he doesn't have anything, but I guess the real concern is like if Leo resolves the Manipulate Fate and gets more birds online, it ups the clock.
It ups the clock quite a bit. Yeah.
But also, then Leo's tapped out, so it's like.
Well, he can't even if he got burbs here, he can't actually cast them. Like
He could cast one.
no, they cost 4, don't they?
Yeah, he has lands in hand.
Oh, that's right. You're right. All right, so this is Leo's first fetch of the game. And he's steadily ticking away at Jayce's life total. It's just like a Delver clock, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah. I mean, this is basically a flip Delver on turn 2.
And like additionally, again, Leovold is an amazingly strong draw. It's probably the best draw Leo could have because Food Chain will do nothing. All right, so
Food Chain. It would turn on his. Oh, Force of Will is a really good draw here.
Yeah, that's an excellent draw. All right, so Leo.
Just pounding away.
Yeah, Leo could just get in there with his Eternal Scourge. I mean, his draw was not very good, but his opponent's has been equally bad. So, all right.
Looks like he's scooping
Yeah,
it
looks
up.
like we're just not going to be able to deal with it. So let's go to game 2, 3, game 3.
Game 2, 3.
That was game 2. Well, look at that. So as I mentioned, you can take a look at everyone's standings through the extension Cardboard Live. So Jayce Morrison here is in 11th place. He's X-1. He's battling for top 8 right now, and Leo right behind him. He's in 12th place. Still also X-1, but I mean, one of these players is going to make it in.
Yeah, so packed house today, a full 64-ish tournament. So the records are going to need to be pretty tight to make it in the top 8.
It's true. So, some of the people we had on camera, so like Jesus Castaneda, he's a lock. He's undefeated. Jonathan Ciccarelli, we also had him undefeated.
Yep.
You saw both of them win their matches actually on stream.
Yeah.
Noah Walters was also recently on stream. He's at 4-1. He's at the top of the standings for the 4-1s at third place. Harrison Bates, who lost to Jonathan Ciccarelli, he's in 4th place. But none of these people. So I could name all of these names, but none of them can actually just draw in.
Yeah.
Even Noah and Harrison in the 3rd and 4th seed, they're not safe if they draw. They're like pseudo safe, but not like very safe.
It goes to 12th place.
Yeah, so all the way down to 12th is are the 4-1s.
Okay.
So like there's a world where that could work out for one of them.
Yeah,
but not
it's
both.
Pretty risky.
Yeah, but not both. So yeah, Lee, and then like Lee Horn, Joseph Moreno. We have not had Kuzush Alizé. Ryan Castillo we have not had on stream. Matthew Chung, Jared Ellis we did have on stream. Jayce Morrison, who's playing now, and Leo Maros. Yeah, these are all the 4-1s. And these are really, I mean, honestly, these are the only people in contention. There is a 3-1-1 in the field, but it's unlikely the 13-pointer will make it. So yeah, we are looking at top eight players at the moment, or potential top 8 players. They haven't made top 8 yet.
Well, okay. So you're saying we're saying the record to make it is going to be 5-1.
5-1. I think this is a field where 5-1 makes it, and unfortunately, 4-1-1 won't make it.
So if there's 12, that's a clean cut.
It's a clean,
after this round.
Exactly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait a second. That's
I thought you said it went down to 12th.
It does go down to 12.
Yeah, so 6
of those
people make it.
Yeah,
and
yeah. You're right.
Ciccarelli and Jesus are locked.
Yep. You're 100% correct.
I know.
Wow.
You don't have to tell me. It's
whoa. Take it easy. Take it easy, dog. All right, so we're off to game 3 here. Jayce on the play with show and tell.
All right.
I can't see his hand really well.
No.
I'm even doing my lean. I can't see it.
Look like a couple cantrips.
Sure.
A lot of blue heavy hand.
He's on invasion lands.
Yeah.
That's an invasion island. Yeah, that's not my favorite invasion island.
I'm always like kind of meh about those ones. They don't hold any special significance to me, so I'm like.
Are you talking about set wise or
yeah,
art wise?
set-wise.
Okay, sure.
So art wise too. I'm like, it just looks like a turd in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's what he was going for. Maybe gets off the pooper. He's like, that could be an island.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2-mana land off the top from Jayce.
But he needs the cantrip. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the show and tell.
Yeah, no show and tell at the moment.
Because I think even against Leo, first off, his deck is actually is actually. Oh, does he have the pedal too?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so the thing is, Leo's deck is not like, first off, it doesn't have a ton of blue cards. Second, he only really has Force of Will to interact with you anyway. So jamming on turn 2 is probably is acceptable.
I don't know. I mean, there's a reasonable number of blue cards in the food chain deck, and the only not blue cards are like the Mana Dudes and the
Eternal Scourge, I guess.
Eternal Scourge, Walking Ballista, and the food chains. So like the rest of the cards are blue for the most part.
Ooh, a Duress is a sick pickup.
Yeah, did Jayce put that show and tell in his hand? I know he looked like he was waffling on it.
I did not. Yeah, he did. Oh, big yikes.
Oh no.
So there's a Flusterstorm coming, but
that doesn't do anything.
Leo has his Flusterstorm back.
Yeah, he also has mana to just pay for it.
Sure.
That's rough.
Yeah.
He was waffling on that, and it looks like he was like, oh, I probably want to fetch this cantrip away. Yeah, he's like, oh, how about this one?
Well, I mean, so Jayce is going to get...
that's rough for Jayce. He had it real set up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get another shot, right? Like, so he gets to shuffle the top of the library, and then if there's a cantrip anywhere...
Well, there's a cantrip on top. He had the choice to put, I think it was a Preordain in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have had to fetch to cast it, so he was kind of like waffling on whether he should take that or the show and tell.
Yep. And Leo passes the turn here, so the Duress was a huge pickup for him.
Yeah, that was real good.
So Preordain again, the draw for Jayce. Does he know the last card? He does.
Yeah, it's a land.
It's a land.
So probably not interested in that one too much.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Kind of.
Because he has a trade. Yeah, he has a soul land in hand. So.
Yeah, I was.
He's like he's all payoffs.
It was kind of interesting that Leo didn't go for the manipulate fate there, but I guess he didn't want to play that into the Flusterstorm.
I mean, he knows it's there, right? Yeah.
And I mean, that is a pretty big payoff for the deck.
Yeah, it certainly
it's like draw 4 cards.
Yeah, it turns on all like a lot of the things that Leo's looking to do anyway, and he never wants to draw the Miss Hologriffins, right? So
yeah, exactly. Unless you have Force in your hand, I mean.
Yeah, that is a sweet interaction, of course. Trying to think. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, one of the interesting payoffs in Leo's deck now is he actually has Hydroid Crisis, which is like so cute. But
well, you food chain combo, and then you can draw your whole deck,
Yeah.
and then you get your walking ballista. That makes sense.
that makes sense. But why do you need to do that if you can just Trinket Mage for it?
What?
Like you could just play Trinket Mage instead,
Or you could draw your whole deck.
I guess, and gain infinite life, I guess,
Yeah.
which is like not
Well, not
irrelevant.
infinite. You can only gain enough equal to the number of cards you have in your deck.
Sure. All right, so here goes these Griffins. Probably a Scourge as well, actually.
Yeah, it's generally 2 Griffins, 1 Scourge.
Yep. It's like a decent.
To start the chain, if you will.
Yep, the food chain. So yeah, Leo not far off from getting a food chain going if he ever finds one. So like he can put a lot of power into play. Potentially also go off if he needs to, but I don't know if that's necessarily set up in his hand at the moment. I think he's just got lands, right? Here comes a draw off of the food chain. He's got the ballista, so he is set up to food chain if he just draws it straight up.
Yeah, I wonder if.
There's a ponder for Jayce.
I wonder if he possibly sided his food chains out in this match.
Interesting.
I know, like, I've played this match before at the GP
Sure.
Santa Clara or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like the advice from the general sideboard guide is like you're just a slower combo deck than them, so you kind of want to play the control role here.
Mm-hmm.
Which generally leads to you like siding out your combo stuff because you want to have stuff that actually interacts
That
with
interacts.
their combo.
Yeah. Maybe more Leo Volt stuff like that.
Well, you already have well, you have 2. You don't have any on the board.
Oh yeah, sure. It's the Notion Thief he brings in. That's right.
Yeah, and you just want to bring in like stuff that interacts, right? You bring in your blast, your various whatever else he has. I don't.
No, yeah, definitely. No, I mean I
I
can
don't
see
have
that.
his list in front of me.
Yeah, I understand. I think that's fairly reasonable.
So Jayce
but
finds a brainstorm here.
Does that make like the Mist Hollows and the Eternal Scourges worse though? Like
No, that's how you win.
Oh, sure. You just grind them out and then just kill them with
Yeah,
with
yeah,
burps.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're just like a really bad like sort of mid-rangey deck.
Ooh, what is happening here? I think is
Well, Jayce found brainstorm and he was able to sort of bottom some of his or did he shuffle away? No, he didn't shuffle away.
Here comes a duress, but it's gonna turn on the Flusterstorm. So Reb happens. And I think that's acceptable. There's a ballista in Leo's hand. He could do it for 2. I don't think that's unacceptable. Oh, this is better actually.
Yeah, just play it 3/3.
It's also an extra power. Yeah. I think the big thing is that it's an extra power, right? So show and tell off the top would be sick. It is.
So Jayce brainstormed on his previous turn.
Oh, right,
and
right,
he's
right.
locked at the moment.
You were saying that. That's right.
So he has Grizzlebrand and then another Emrakul on top. So
Is this Eternal Surge really gonna do it again?
Oh, there we go. Food chain. I guess he didn't side it up.
No. And yeah, Jayce has got nothing here. He's
Yeah,
just
Flusterstorm does not interact.
no. And I think this is game,
Yeah, that's game.
as they say. All right. You may, sir.
Yeah,
I'll stack this over and over, and then I'll cast an infinitely large Walking Ballista. And sir, I would like to I would
this
like
guy
to
again.
extend my hand and say good game.
So yeah,
Good game. All right. Wow, Leo did it.
just making food chain look easy.
Yeah, making it look real. I mean, you said he wouldn't give up on the deck, and it looks like the deck's not giving up on him. Just feeding him the good ones, man. Feeding him the good ones. Well, that's going to be it for Leo and Jayce. I will go out onto the tournament floor right now and try to find you another match. We've got 50 viewers in the chat. Super cool stuff.
Hey, chat.
Really appreciate it. Let us go and find. Let me set it up. Let me go and find another match for you, and yeah, we can get started on potentially another top 8 berth. Okay.
What?
1 second. Huh? Like another pairing that's on the verge of making top 8.
Oh yes.
Okay.
The birth.
Be right back.